that fool. Hit him, 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 hit him. Smash him up, watch that move. Went too swift, can't catch these dudes. Can't hit him, 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 hit him. Listen, 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 hit him, listen. This Eagles talk, this talk Eagles. Philly bleed green, it's from your people. Fly, Eagles fly. Let's beat the squad. Big Pat Shell and Dante the dark child. Drop the stats on them, drop the facts on them. Spur King, baby, let's get it hard.
Welcome to Eagles Talk for Eagles fans by Eagles fans. I'm your boy Pat, and that's the girl Nichelle. And you see it's no dark night tonight. Shout out to our Philadelphia Eagles as we come to you upon further review. This is Eagles Talk, a very unique Eagles show, and we like to bring it how it is. Shout out to Dark Knight. He is doing some father duties tonight, so he's not going to be on the show, but he will be back here in time for the game this Sunday. Nichelle, how you doing?
I'm fantastic. How about you, Pat?
I'm outstanding. We're one catch away from being 7-1.
Listen, if y'all don't get off that one catch,
I know.
It was beyond that one catch. Come on now. Come on. Y'all killing me.
I think that was a gelling point. You know, we had to suffer sometime to get better. We had to suffer something to get better, and I appreciate that. So, shout out to everybody out there tuning in to us as we prepare for this upcoming week. But before we go into this upcoming week, we definitely need to talk about the previous week. This is Eagles Talk, a very unique Eagles show where we have our adult beverage and we talk about our favorite team, the Philadelphia Eagles. Your adult beverage could be anything. It could be a shot of Maker's Mark. It could be a shot of Stella, as long as it's not a shot of water. It could be cranberry juice. It can be coffee. It can be Gatorade. It could be Red Bull or Monster. As long as it's not a shot of water. It could be corn liquor. It can be whatever you think. It might lemonade, iced tea. As long as it's not a shot of water. So we're going to get this thing started. We're going to move this thing right along. And Nichelle, what you drinking on?
I'm finishing up my iced coffee. I wish I could spike it, but I don't have any dark liquor here right now. So,
well, you know what, Nichelle, I'm gonna take the shot.
So you could take that shot for me.
Yes, I got some Maker's Mark, and I'm going to enjoy this tonight and get ready for this weekend because Saturday's going to have a good day. All right, to our Philadelphia Eagles down the hatch. 3, 2, 1.
You're now listening to
Ooh, yes. So let us know what you're drinking out there. But before we get started with anything else, Nichelle always reminds us, please don't forget our third or fourth co-host.
That's right.
Shout out to our comments right now. And the first person in the room is Rachel Ave Murphy. She said, "Go Birds," and she's drinking on Patron. What's going on, Eddie? He's drinking on Pepsi Zero. As long as it's not water, Eddie, we're good. Oh man! So I got a little poem to our Philadelphia Eagles. Excuse me, as I pull it up, and it's directed straight at our Philadelphia Eagles. Excuse me. Dear Nick Sirianni.
We need some church music.
Oh man, let me get some more people in the room before I start this poll. Shout out to Richard Lane. He's on the Rain Vodka.
No, Richard Boo.
Oh man,
Zero. I can't do the zero.
The zero.
I don't do fake sugar. It's in my palate that anything that has like fake sugar in it is just hard for me.
Well, some people like. My grandmother used to love the Diet Pepsi.
Sweet and low and all that.
The Diet Pepsi, the sweet and low. Like Eddie said, it's really, really good.
I'm sensitive to all those different sugars because they taste like medicine to me.
Ooh, okay.
I know, it's crazy. Everybody else is like, this is delicious. I'm like, I can taste the sugar in it.
When you don't drink stuff like that on the regular, yes, you could taste the different things in it. But once you start getting familiar with that taste and that becomes accustomed to your palate, you become used to it. It's a hard acquired taste, and some people straight from the gate love the taste. Some people don't. Just like a beer, it's an acquired taste.
Yeah.
So since we got some more people in the room, this is what I'm gonna do. Dear Nick Sirianni, when you score in the first quarter, all you need to do is take the points. When you score in the second quarter, all you need to do is take the points. When it's 4th down and 1 and you're against a lesser team, take the points. When you're up 22-0 and you know that team cannot put together 3 consecutive scoring drives, take the damn points. When all else fails,
Well,
you have AJ, you have Devontae, and you got Dallas coming back. Dallas Goddard, that is. Take the points. There's nothing to rush about in the preseason for the postseason. There's nothing to be shy about in the regular season about taking the points. In the postseason, if you're not playing Patrick Mahomes, take the points. But if you find yourself against a Patrick Mahomes-led Chiefs team and your back is against the wall, as a Philadelphia Eagle fan, we give you all the green lights to go for it on 4th and 1. We give you all the green lights to go for the 2-point conversion. But by golly, in a regular season, Nick, take the damn points.
there it is.
I try to remember that poem. I wrote that when I was
And
watching.
there it is. Take the points. Take the points. I think that was the general feeling of how cavalier Nick was with some of those questionable calls with not taking the points. Unfortunate that, the fan base and the local sports pundits are calling for his firing, but he still won the game, y'all. we still won the game.
We definitely have to make taking the points great.
Yeah.
I hate to say that's actually a great thing to tell Nick Sirianni. Oh man. All right. So this week our Philadelphia Eagles beat up. Well, originally it was going to be a blowout. We beat up on the Jacksonville Jaguars 28-23. It was a close game. And we made it close by not taking the points.
Mm-hmm.
We made the second half, basically the third quarter, it looked like our defense didn't do its job. Mm-hmm. But let's talk about the first half. The first half, it was a masterpiece by our offense and a masterpiece by our defense.
Amen.
Jalen Hurts looked in very good control of our offense, leading us to a drive after we got a fumble recovery from a special teams play made by Sidney Brown. We went down the field and scored a touchdown, a quick pass to Saquon. I jump over everybody, Barkley.
I'm a backwards hurdler.
Yes, he's a backwards
He's a runner. He's a track star.
Then we was able to get the ball back by a tremendous stop on our defense. The Jacksonville Jaguars did get a first down, but their second attempt to get another first down, our defense started their attempt, and it looked very good going at that point.
Yeah,
Jalen was able to put together a nice little drive. Then we had the infamous hurdle. I'm going to download it and put it on here because we need to see the multiple views of the actual hurdle. I should have it ready, but that's my fault. So with that being said, that drive actually led to us kicking a field goal. Jake Elliott extended our lead. We had a 3-pointer. Then for some unexplained reason, we scored again. Off a nice, it was a nice counterplay. It was a quarterback run, a quarterback draw,
right.
But it was set up by the play action to Kenneth Gainwell, and was led around by Fred Jackson into the end zone for a touchdown. And Jalen did fall on his head, but he's cool. And we went up 16. Well, was 15. Well, 16-0, but we didn't take the points. We did not take the points. So from that first half, Nichelle, what was your positives that you could take away from how the offense, the defense, the special teams looked?
I mean, all phases of our game for that first half outside of coaching and not taking those points was gelling the way we wanted to in, what was that, week 9, as I mentioned before. Mm-hmm. So just to be able to, and shout out to the O-line holding it down. Stoutland got these boys chipping.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
I mean, none of this works without the O-line. And not only do we give them the high praise and the high credit, but we also have to realize when they're not clicking, our offense isn't clicking either. It shows you how important our O-line is to be able to let these plays develop. So it was spectacular to see, how our offense came. We scored in the first quarter, so y'all could shut up about that.
It's about time, man.
We scored in the first quarter, and they were complaining last week. I'm like, we didn't even have the ball in the first quarter. There was no way for us to score. I mean, but it was a definite masterclass in what this offense could do. They took the Lambos out and they pushed it past 100 in that first half.
Finally,
yes.
Finally, they're able to get something moving with our offense and put some points on the board.
Right.
What we wanted to. We always want them to put points on the board because we have a feel that this team has finally started to gel. What did you see from our defense out there in the first half?
The defense, to be able to hold them to nothing, period, was phenomenal. I know we still had some question marks on the defense, but I really think they got what's the quarterback's name? I don't forget the child's
Trevor
name.
Lawrence. Yeah,
they done got Trevor out of his rhythm. There was nowhere for Jacksonville to go.
Yeah,
they had it locked down from the secondary to the front. And that was great to see for them to play that kind of shutout defense. And we're going to need more of that, especially when we start to play the more competitive teams as we get into playoff season. So defense is gelling well. Love to see it.
Definitely love to see it. I love to see our actual team, not just the defense, not just the offense.
Right, the
team coming together and actually started realizing that they're much better than everybody that's in front of them, and they're starting to play Philadelphia Eagle football. They're starting to realize that, it's nothing that the other team in front of me can do that can stop us from doing what we want to do. And when you understand that as a football player, then you understand how powerful you really are as a team together. Some quick comments that we have here. Greg G on YouTube. Thanks for watching us on YouTube. Make sure you go subscribe to us on YouTube. Xbox Knicks take the damn points. Drinking green tea. Nick really coaches with his ego, especially at home. He definitely does. I love this comment by Eddie. Mitchell and Dijon are the best thing that's happened to this defense this offseason. Oops, I forgot about Bond. Listen, Eddie, since they
young boys are killing it.
On the Dijon in there, yeah, I'm gonna call him Dijon. I'm not calling him Dijon.
Yeah, he's Dijon.
Dijon, since they installed Dijon in there, his ability to cover the football better than Avonte Maddox, even though he has a higher completion percentage against him, and I have that information. Actually, let me pull it up real quick. Even though he has
Run them stats, Pat.
Even though he has a higher completion percentage against him, it doesn't matter because what Dijon just brings is the ability to close on the ball, the ability to make the tackle an open field, the ability to have a pass breakup. Because I did like Maddox, but for some reason he didn't fell off. He fell off a cliff. I don't know if it was the injury last year that had him fall off a cliff like he did, but right now he is nothing close to what we were used to seeing from that's nickel cornerback. Dijon is everything we need in a nickel corner. He has the ability to go left, right. He's fluent in his motions. He's able to get under and out of his breaks and make attempts at the ball to make sure it's not complete. As I get ready to pull up the stat, the funny thing about as I watched Dijon compared to watching Avonte Maddox, Maddox has got very, very handsy. He was going against Evan Ingram, and it was a good defensive stand, but he was just holding on to Ingram in the front of his jersey, not the back, the front of his jersey. So the thing we need these guys to realize that Maddox needs to be inactive every game. I'm sorry, he does.
Tell us how you really feel.
That's why I'll be 100% honest.
Tell us how you really feel. Well, while you look that up, let me run our stats and where we stand right now.
Sure.
Where we stand right now. So currently in the conference in the NFC, Detroit's number 1, Commanders are number 2, Vikings are number 3, and the Eagles are number 4 in the entire NFC. Woo woo. And then if you want to go into our stats, in terms of we are number 3 in yards allowed in defense with 290.1 yards allowed, number 3 in the league. Respectively, number 1 is Tennessee Titans with 269, the Houston Texans with 281. The Chiefs and the Jets are after us in the 4th and 5th slot in terms of defensive leaders.
Shout out to
and we're number 2 in rushing. Of course we are. Right behind the Ravens. They have 191.9 average, and we have 174.8.
Well, I still got to do one more thing. Thank you to the New York Football Giants. We appreciate y'all. We appreciate y'all being so giving and not wanting to keep that gentleman Saquon Barkley from the Penn State University, and just for our viewing pleasure. This is what I'm going to do.
3rd and 6 for Philadelphia. Hurts has time. Now locates Barkley out of the backfield. Barkley slips 2 tackles and picks up the first down, jumping up in the air to the 30. A gain of 14 for Barkley.
Out of moves right here, makes the first guy miss. The spin move at the last second. Bro. And then, what, Tiki, you're right. What is that?
Bro, we got to see this again. This kid is special, man. Just, you didn't even think to do that.
It was a masterpiece.
So I watch it.
It's a masterpiece. I could watch that every day. That play is going to be as infamous as Philly. I could watch that every day. You backwards hurdled somebody, my dude.
Mm-hmm.
Backwards. Like you saw him out the corner of your eye. I was like, let me jump up and let him go. That's why you got drug tested. I tested too.
I'm gonna put out there what he said in an interview recently, but let me end this quarter really quickly.
And that's the end of the quarter.
Shell up here yelling, "Hey, Shell!"
What's up, my brother?
Hey, Shell,
you put the big message up there.
Yeah.
Before I read that message, you were watching and listening to Eagles talk. Upon further review, where Eagles fans talk about our Philadelphia Eagles. So it's for Eagles by Eagles, and we're all fans of this thing here that we call the Philadelphia Eagles. We are a very unique show. Something on the borderline of drink champs, where we drink and we talk about our favorite football team. Right now, I am drinking on the Maker's Mark, and I'm taking a shot for Nichelle because she's drinking on her iced coffee.
Iced coffee right now.
I'm about to tell her to go find some brown liquor in the house.
Days of work.
Also, I got to congratulate Nichelle as she has received the Presidential Medal of.
It was the President's Award for a Game Changer at the Gloucester County NAACP here in Jersey.
Doing big things for our community, and we appreciate you, and we salute you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I still can't do that on my computer. But yes, I'm starting to slurs, whatever. Anyway, for our Philadelphia Eagles, get your drink up. Let me know what you're drinking. To our Philadelphia Eagles, to this victory. As we go into the second quarter, we're going to talk about some of the negatives. And once we get off the negatives, you know what time it is after that.
You know what it's about to be.
To our Philadelphia Eagles, down the hatch. 3, 2, 1.
You're now listening to the second quarter.
Yes, you are listening to the second quarter now. Before I go into the negatives, Saquon Barkley said during that spin, well, first and foremost, he said yes. During that hurdle, his intentions was to do a double spin. But as he turned, as he was ready to do the spin, he realized he could jump over the guy.
He's like, I got ups.
He said, I just loaded up. My body took over. He said, my body took over. I was an autopilot. It just occurred that happened. And, he said, they were asking, will this take away from the actual, the actual action? Absolutely not. You still backwards hurdled a grown man at that, in a football game. Now,
how many kids are trying that though? Let's be real. How many kids are trying that? Because I would. I'm gonna do this really, really quickly. All right, I have to admit, I got hurdled by somebody. I'm 6'1". I got hurdled by somebody 5'10", and he went for a 67-yard touchdown in a crucial game in high school. That was in high school. You got burnt, Pat? I got hurdled. But it was a traditional hurdle. I broke down to go tackle the guy, and he just he had the ups. We won the game. We won the game. That's the most important thing. Okay. And when I met him at and the funny thing about the actual story is that we both got chosen for the Eagles top 33 program in high school to go to see the training camp when it was at Lehigh. Wow. And I walked up to him. This is like the second time I've met him. And he's a very known person in Philadelphia now. Krista Shields. Shout out to Krista Shields from Mass Bomb. I stood up next to him. I said, "You mother brother." We know that's not what you really said. Nah. We joked, we laughed about it because at the end of the day, it is football and things happen. Like when I always talk about when you stop thinking about the game and you just let things happen, you let the game come to you. You have to let it come to you. And that's what I've been saying all season is that, there's a lot of thought process when you are trying to get in sync with a whole new team. And I'm not saying player personnel, but we do have some new pieces. Our young guys are stepping up, and we have two of the most crucial coaches that are new. Yes. Getting to learn and get comfortable with each other, you see that coming into play now. The way they back Nick up, whether we agree with him or not, they're still going to back up their coach. Was Nick a little reckless with those calls? Yes, he was, but a little reckless. I got to do the poem over again. No. Okay, he was a lot reckless. However, we want him to dial it back, but we don't want him to dial it back so much because his risk taking always has benefited us. And that's the one thing we can't ignore. When he goes for it, the fourth down conversions, those types of things, we need that kind of risk taking when the game's on the line in the playoffs. We just need it to be rolled out a little bit smarter, know when to take more the risk and know, yes, we have to be more efficient with it and know when to take the risk. And that's my gripe with Nick is like, you went overboard, my man. You was really feeling yourself because you saw 22-0 and you thought, he tried to let me hit all the controllers. Saquon got him all hyped up. He thought he was just super Xbox Nick at that point. So he thought he could just hit all the buttons. He just tried to embarrass our Super Bowl winning head coach. That's what I took from it. He really? saw an opportunity to put as many points as possible. Many points as possible. I guess he said, you know what?
They cannot do anything against us. Our defense is cooking. Our offense is cooking. Our
So let's
special
just try
teams.
whatever.
Let's just do whatever we want to do. But you know what? I've seen plays where you have, especially when he was with the New York Football Giants, Saquon jumps over the top at the 1 yard line, and we already saw him jump over a human being. Yes, I call him a human being backwards. He could definitely jump over a line. He could definitely. We need that tush push. Yes, I agree. It's a good
I'd rather
play.
have Saquon run and dive. To be honest with you.
Yeah, this change.
And it wears our O-line down. Remember what Jason Kelsey told us? He said that play is a monster for the O-line because A, we end up on the bottom of the pile. And B, it takes a lot out of us. So yeah, I would like to see a little bit more balance there on our goal line stand. We don't always have to use the tush push so much. But I've been noticing they've been mixing it up. And instead of going straight up, they've been going left or right sometimes too.
Because of our center, Cam Jurgens. The thing about Kelsey, and I know I'm going to get into the negatives and get to some of these comments is coming up here rapidly. Kelsey had the ability to have his lower portion be a driving force for that tush push. Cam Jurgens is still a young pup.
Yeah.
Jason Kelsey's a grown-ass man.
Grown-ass man.
So if you don't know anything about football, there is talent and there is grown man. When I say that, I don't mean to be disrespecting anybody in this game, but the difference is you got young strength, you got old strength. Old strength will always trump young strength.
Always,
right?
Because it doesn't just have the strength; it has the skill.
Yeah, let's think about it.
With it,
because that young strength is getting stronger. It's getting stronger to a point. That old strength has been that young strength at one point, and they got stronger. So therefore, they have a lower ability to do what is necessary to get us our first down.
Yeah, and we got to talk about some of those questionable calls too, Pat, because the refs piss me off too, not just Nick.
I'm just here so I won't get fined. Let me go.
I just don't want to get fined.
I want to get fined. Eddie is commenting crazy, so I want to get this one comment that you put up there, and I get an opportunity to talk about it. He said, "That's why I think Roseman didn't make a move at the deadline. These young guys are cooking. I would not be surprised if Hunt gets added to the defensive end rotation. Hopefully." I hope DN is addressed next offseason. I think he's going to get added this game because they talked about it a little bit during this week, how good he's playing on special teams. And, the head coach, when he talks about a player, all of a sudden you see that player playing.
Right, right. And I agree with Howie's decision not to go for what? We need our draft picks right now.
If you can't get Max Crosby or what's your name from the Cleveland Browns, there is no need to get anybody.
We have real specific needs. You know what I mean? We have boiled it down to exactly what we need, and we know we need an edge rusher.
There we go. So I'm gonna yell at my brother, so I'm gonna move the mic away from my mouth.
I know, right.
Our defense is good applying pressure just with the front four. Our linebackers are covering, and our secondary is shutting down the opposing linebackers.
I know, right?
Yeah, sure.
Joe with the all caps. Now we got Kyle with the all caps.
Oh my goodness!
Why are you yelling at us today?
It's all
like,
good.
Come on! I've had a stressful couple of days with work. I don't need y'all yelling. Right
You had to bring that back up, Sherman. I talked about it. I was mad. It was Ben Franklin versus.
Oh,
that's not how you
y'all
spell
still living the glory days of high school.
Nah, I'm not reliving it. That's done. High school is done. I had a good time and moved on. Rachel said, let me move that one out the way. Hey, I'm the only one who thinks one of the brotherly shoves Jayden didn't get. What? We said, I'm the only one who thinks
Jalen did get it when they didn't give it the one time. We know he got it, and just like the play when was it Saquon was down by contact.
So the referees do a game after examination of their calls and also their replays. So they said that when Saquon went down quietly, we didn't hear this a lot, but quietly that should have been called ruled down by contact. Correct. And that Jalen did cross the goal line on that first 2-point conversion.
Correct.
That doesn't help us in the.
I'm just saying, one of those conversions we have to not blame Nick for because it worked and they didn't give it to him. And then the other play, Saquon was clearly down by contact. And listen, if I could pay attention to that in between, the first hour of the game, I was home getting dressed in a ball gown. But I did not miss a lick of the game, whether it was on WIP or whether it was visually on my phone or TV. It followed me around the house. Listened to it in the car. We got to the award ceremony. We had 2 different phones on the game at my table. And we're watching the game in between. And then I had to pay attention to when it was my turn to go up and get the award. But listen, and we played the fight song. I'll post that video later. We played the Eagles fight song at the award ceremony. So we was about that life. We was all holding it down for the Eagles Sunday night. So shout out to the NAACP and everybody there that came to celebrate.
Yes, shout out to the NAACP. We appreciate y'all. I want to go to James Adfield. He said, I don't think they benefited us more than just us very fortunate that didn't cost us yet.
Yeah.
Points. Let's go back to the poem. If you wasn't here in the beginning, I did a poem. It's called Points. All right? It's called Take the Points. Take the damn points.
No.
When you score in the first quarter, take the points.
Yeah, because he's playing with fire. Like that's fine if you up by 30, but I don't trust it. 22 points isn't enough to play those games in the first half. In the first 3 quarters. You feel me? And you have to have that lead has to be 30 plus in the fourth quarter before you start doing the Xbox Nick mess.
So some more comments really quick. Then we're going to talk about the negatives because we got about 5 more minutes in the second quarter as we can try to keep up with the time. Brad Mitchell, what's up, Brad? Happy belated birthday, too. I want a homegrown defense, and it took Howie 10 years to figure it out. We do have a homegrown defense. Listen, Jordan Davis is not doing everything we want him to do, but he is a stopping defensive tackle. Jaden Carter is going to be a tremendous tackle, especially with this comment. I want to put this comment up really, really quickly. John D. Batista said the Ravens release Yannick Ngakoue. If he clears waivers, do we look into signing him? Hell to the yes. We could bring him to the practice squad first to get him assimilated to our team. Then we can bring him on to the actual game day roster because we have some players that's going to be off the IR. Shout out to Dallas Goddard. He was coming off the IR and he's going to be playing this week. But yes, definitely take Yannick Ngakoue. I said his name right too. I know I did. Another comment from Kyle O'Brien.
And that's exactly what I said.
Sirianni still took 9 points off the board. It was more than 6. It was 6 points. They only scored 7 in the second half. Take the points, Nick. There's a difference between being aggressive and being reckless.
Period.
We only scored 12 points in the second half. We scored 16 in the first half. We missed 2 extra points. Where we can, instead of just going for this 2-point conversion, I get it. I get if they jump and they put your ball on 1 yard line, it's very tempting. But keep the points. Take the points. Yeah. You're facing a team that has no hope. No hope. By you not converting these things, you give them hope.
Yeah, that doesn't mean let's try everything in a bag of tricks.
Correct.
Why would you? And I like Eddie's comment here.
This one? Go ahead.
Yeah, if the refs didn't blow the Saquon play, it would have been a blowout and Nick's recklessness would not be as big of an issue.
But you know what?
It's a minor concern.
We talked about this Sunday, right? Momentum is a big changing effect in the league, football or sports period, because when that momentum switches to another team, as a player, you feel it. Right? For some reason, you're out of breath more. For some reason, they have more power than you. For some reason, they're making bigger plays than you are. that momentum shift is real in the sport of football, especially in any sport. So
it's like that feeling you get when you're running track and you have the lead and somebody runs by you. To get your lead back takes an act of God.
yes,
as a former track runner,
I had that feeling, and it's not a great.
And you're
feeling.
like, and you feel so depleted because you felt so strong, and then here comes somebody that turned it on. Yeah, it's the same kind of feeling. I get that. I don't think Nick's ego, to Kyle's point, I don't think Nick is.
First.
We always do this fortune telling, like, oh, it's going to cost if we don't do this, and oh, this is going to happen if we, it's a week by week league. I think he's learning his lesson. I think he understands what needs to be done. And let's go back into some more stats. So total offense right now. We are ranked 1, 2. The Ravens are first with 4,000 yards. The 49ers are second with 3,300. The Commanders are fourth with 3,528. Packers 3,515. Tampa Bay 3,400. And then the Eagles are sitting at number 6 in total offensive yards at 3,017 yards. So we're still a top 10 team, top 5 in some places. Detroit's right under us in 29.57.
So we're going to be a top 10 team. I want to put this out there real quickly. Shout out to Quinton Mason. I said Quinton Mason. Quinton Mitchell. Q. I call him Q because after I drink a couple of these shots, I can't pronounce his name. I'll be honest with you.
And the Chiefs don't have as much total offensive yards. I know they are winning, and that's one thing I want to bring up to our fan base. They always want to say, "Oh, we don't have the yards, we don't have this." They always want to look at these stats, but they don't actually look at the stats. They're giving Mahomes so much credit, but guess what? Mahomes is not putting up the numbers. His offense is not putting up the numbers. They're, you know what I mean? They are lower on the totem pole when it comes to total offense production, and we're up there. And if you go into, our defense, we're number 3. We're number 3 in yards allowed. So, we have to take a real good look. As much as we cried, woe is me, during the first 4, 5, 6 games, I already knew what this team was going to be. There was, people were like, we're only going to win 6 games. We're only going to win 7 games. Like, you guys really went off the rails the first part of the season. I hope you have come back to reality.
Back to reality.
Have all come back to reality with the fact that we still have a top team. Top
we
defense, number 6 in total offense. I mean, we them boys right now.
We are them boys. I'm gonna be honest with you today. So this game, Q had a couple passes on him. He had two catches. Well, he had 2 targets, 1 catch for 13 yards. He still hasn't allowed a touchdown. He still haven't allowed a touchdown. So that is tremendous, and I think we have found a star in what we have.
Yeah. I lost you, Pat.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but I lost you.
You got me back? Okay. I'm here.
There you go.
Okay. So, yes.
Surprised that the Shorty Niners are second. And I know, right?
The thing about the 49ers is that they run the ball a lot. They run the ball. They do a lot of different with Kyle Shanahan. Shanahan does a lot of motion to try to get you off your kill, and he does a lot of different misdirection things. That's his offense. That's been his office. He's been an offensive coordinator, and it's going to be his office forever. And it's always going to be productive.
Rushing yards as us, and obviously Baltimore Ravens is killing the rushing game. And after that, you have folks like the Commanders and the Packers, and then us. in terms of rushing.
Yeah. So another thing, the shout out to Jalen Hurts. This is his third consecutive week of not having a turnover.
Very good. Very good. We need that in our life.
So I was talking about earlier about Nakobe Dean. I didn't even mention this. Nakobe Dean has been a bright spot. All right. We always talked about we need some linebackers. Zach Bond and Nakobe Dean has been the absolute linebackers that we needed in this season with this defense. And again, it goes back to a statement that one of our commenters said, who said that? Let me go back to it really quick. Eddie's putting up about Dijon coming in and changing the coat. Like when they inserted Cooper DeJohn in there, that defensive backfield changed. Right? Not only did the defensive backfield change, our whole defense had changed. They became more aggressive. You're not. It's not a missed tackle that you see. Right? You haven't seen many missed tackles from this defense. They have been very, very efficient at making.
They've been disciplined. They've been disciplined. The tackling has totally improved because last season, the missed tackles was it was like we were playing like the Bad News Bears.
Yes.
You know, it really was. Shout out to John. He said Eagles fans are toxic AF. I know. We are. But yes, there's still love. We still love.
Oh yeah.
Love.
So I still got to talk about the bad though. So the bad was Saquon Barkley got tested right when he came off the field.
What did he expect? You backwards hurdling fools. Like, I'm looking at you sideways for a hot second, but I'm like, that's my player, though.
Yo, not only did he have a slip in his locker, the guy was right there with the cup. Like, yo, listen.
Wow.
I didn't want to come here. We need 5 samples. We need 5 samples. Not one, 5 samples.
Man.
So shout out to Saquon, but definitely I want to say shout out to Nakobe Dean for that game-saving interception, and which shit has never come to fruition. So with that, I have to talk about the negatives real quick before we go into this week, what this week is. Our negatives was we took our foot off the neck of our opponent. And the thing about it is, yes, the Jaguars out of the 9 games they played this year, they only got blown out twice. Every other game they lost by a total of 5 points. 5 points. And that's without their receivers being active, without Christian Kirk, Brian Thomas Jr., who I think is going to be one of the best rookie wide receivers in this draft because he's much better than Marvin Harrison Jr. And Malik Neighbors is in a big market, but he's putting up better numbers than Malik Neighbors.
I did mention it too last week or prior or maybe it was before the game. Don't sleep on Jacksonville.
No.
You know what I mean? We can't just think because people have a losing record in the NFL that they can't squeak out a game just because they're going through their own struggle. It's not like Jacksonville's not a bunch of bums. They're just having a really terrible season right now.
They're a bunch of bums. They are a bunch of bums.
There you go.
They are a bunch of bums.
Nobody, if you made it, listen, you're in the NFL. None of these guys are bums. They might not have the good systems in place and the coaching and the right pieces, but all these dudes made it to the league. So, and any
Dan Orlovsky made it.
Thank you, Travis. Any given Sunday.
Dan Orlovsky made it to the league, and he ran out of bounds. I'm sorry. I'm joking. All right, so let me end this quarter. We're gonna go into what we want to go into, which is Dallas Week.
Let's kick it off the right way.
The end of the quarter.
You're watching Eagles Talk, the #1 show for Eagles fans by Eagles fans. I'm Nichelle, the queen of Eagles Talk. No Dante tonight, but let's all send him love. He's on daddy duty. And we have our other co-host, Pat Sandlin, the defensive guru. But we like to have our show while enjoying our favorite adult beverage. Please enjoy responsibly. And it does not have to be alcoholic. I am doing the iced coffee. I repurposed my Dunkin' cup. I refilled this with more iced coffee that I made at home, just so y'all know. And what you got, Pat?
Oh, I got the Makers.
Okay, and Maker's Mark. I would have put a splash of Maker's in this if I had.
So this is what I make the old fashioned in. I make a whole old fashioned out this bottle. So real quick before we go into the quarter, you get cinnamon, you get bitters, you get simple syrup, and that's what you mix it with, right? After you mix it with it, you put it in the freezer.
You know what I use instead of simple syrup? I use the cherry juice from the maraschino cherries.
You could do that too.
I use that instead because it's super sweet.
I like simple syrup, man. I'm slurring now.
Oh yeah, Steph called you out like 2 quarters ago.
It's okay.
Well, Pat's on that sauce today, y'all.
I'm on that sauce. I'm gonna smoke a cigar and enjoy.
All right, so let's get these cheers on so we could play the sound.
Yes.
Here for the rest of the week.
Philadelphia Eagles. Let's take it down to the hatch to our Philadelphia Eagles. 3, 2, 1.
You're now listening to the third quarter.
Let's get it popping, Pat. Come on now.
Let me do it. They suck. They really suck.
Yes.
They suck. They suck. They really, really suck.
They're really they're really having a time too with their injuries.
So let's go through the injury report of the Dallas Cow Turrets, please.
You might as well just read off the whole team.
You have the list?
Yeah, I did. Right. It's sad. I'll read the list. We lost you on camera too. So we have Deron Bland, foot cornerback, Kayleen Carson, cornerback, shoulder injury, Trayvon Diggs, another cornerback, calf, Tyler Guyton, tackle, neck and shoulder, Linval Joseph, D tackle, back, my neck, my back, Eric Hendricks, linebacker, shoulder, CeeDee Lamb, wide receiver, shoulder, Zach Martin, guard, shoulder, Micah Parsons, but you said he did practice limited.
Yes.
He's gimpy though. So I don't see how effective he's going to be with an ankle injury. But Dak Prescott has a very bad hamstring separation from his bone. Quarterback, Wanye Thomas, safety. He's under concussion protocol. And Nick Vigil is inside linebacker. He has a foot issue. Okay. So people are starting to return to full participation. So Carson returned to full participation. Linval Joseph, full participation. Diggs and Guyton had limited participation. So did Lamb, and so did Parsons. So the ones that are fully out are Bland, Kendricks, Martin, Prescott, and Thomas. So we might not, all of these folks might, a big chunk of them could pretty much come off the injury list by the time we get to the game. So knowing that folks like Lamb had limited participation, we shouldn't just think that these folks won't be playing, but they will be dinged up.
I'll tell you right now, Dak Prescott is not playing. He's
not playing. No, he definitely
right. He had a separation. He almost pulled his hamstring off the bone.
Yeah. Bland, Kendricks, Zach Martin, Prescott, and Wanye Thomas are not playing, and Vigil, they're not playing. Yeah. They haven't participated yet. It's already Thursday. So
and for our Philadelphia Eagles, since we're talking about injury, the only limited participation was Fred Johnson knee, Devontae Smith hamstring, Nolan Smith groin, and Ben Simmering concussion. Ben Simmering caught one pass and went in concussion protocol. That's why you don't throw the ball to fullback.
Like,
all right? It's like why you hit me like this? So all right. So really quickly, it is Dallas week. We're going to forgive Nick Sirianni because this was actually the prototypical trap game. But I think this Dallas game is going to be the prototypical trap game because we'll be looking forward to the Washington Commanders. But Nick hasn't won in Dallas since he's been here.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of the winningest coaches in the NFL period, but he has never won in Dallas. We need to go to Dallas. Take care of business. Take the points, Nick.
Well, we also had the same kind of lead up going into the Bengals about how, even though we don't play them but every 4 to 6 years, about how they own the series and we couldn't win there. So with that being said, I think we're up for the challenge. Don't tell us we can't do something.
We're definitely up for the challenge because guess who's back? Guess who's back? Can I put the picture back up?
Zach.
There he is.
There he is. Swole Batman.
Swole Batman is definitely back. He has he avoided major knee injury. He has been practicing the past 2 days, fully practicing, not limited, but a full participant at practice. Now, Skinny Batman isn't limited because it's hamstring, but I think it's more of a rest day for him.
For sure.
Because you got to realize, after this game, we play on Thursday night. So you're going to get some of these guys their rest early.
Yes, and I love it. Tony, you get a pass. We want you to send us your note, though. We need to check you off for being late. We'll give you a pass. Our man Tony Burrow from down under.
Yeah, it's like 6 a.m. in the morning over there. Tony, nobody has picked up Yannick yet. He's still a free agent. I don't think anybody's going to pick him up, but I do think if he's available, we should, as a Philadelphia fan base, pick him up. Dallas Goedert will be back this game. He will be active at this game. He was a full participant in practice. That window has been opened up. Jalen Hurts, even though they say he was practicing limited last week, he is. Listen, let me stop talking about this injury stuff. Let's talk about the game.
I know. Let's get to it. Let's get to it.
I'm so ready to go down to
Cooper
Dallas.
Rush. You don't want no smoke.
So I gotta stop you right there because the only thing I gotta say positive about those people, I said those people. I'm sorry. About them, that Cooper Rush is 5-1 as a starting quarterback.
Fair enough. But he's not Jalen Hurts.
We need him to be 5-2 after this game. All right.
He will be.
CeeDee Lamb will be playing in this game. He has an AC shoulder sprain. If anybody on here has ever had an AC shoulder sprain, I have. I can put my hand up. It hurts like hell.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll get a cortisone shot and keep it pushing.
Yeah, sometimes you cannot lift your arm above this point. If he gets the shot, he's going to lift his arm above that point, and that's how high his head's going to go. All right?
So he's going to be limited.
Do you see this? Do you see this?
Yeah.
Without the cortisone shot, it's here. With the actual shot, it's here.
It's not that much.
It's not here.
Yeah.
It's here.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
When you get hit on it, you will feel it because it's almost your shoulder is a ball and socket. It's not a bone. It's in a ball and socket. It's ligaments. So when you spraying it hurts like heck because it wants to come off the actual socket.
Yeah. Well, they're all coming off an injury that will be playing, some of their key starters. We still, like you said, it could be a trap game. We can't sleep on it, but I totally have faith with the uptick of our defense that we will definitely get pause on Cooper Rush. And we just, I expect Q and DeJean to play lockdown. Who you think they're going to put on?
CD?
Yeah.
I would love for them to put
Who you think they're gonna put on?
Cutamino Bay. And of course, I'm not gonna say the name right. Q Bay.
Quinyon Mitchell.
No.
Yes.
I'm not gonna say Q Bay.
Yes.
Pause. Quantamino, whatever is Q. Put
Give
Q
it up,
on it.
Pat. Give it
I'm
up.
done.
No, I think it'll be a great test for our young secondary.
Yes,
Even though they're playing against a banged up CD Lamb, he still is CD Lamb, so I will give him that respect.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? So I think it'll be a great test, and if these young boys can lock him down and frustrate him, because he already is a little bit mental with what's going on with his team. You know, he's been getting easily frustrated, so we have to think about the kind of internal locker room drama that Dallas is also having.
John D. Batista Senior, that's not helping.
He said rush hour is
Guantanamo Bay. It's not helping.
It's Quintanamo, but we'll
I've
leave
been
it.
drinking, man. What
I've
y'all
been drinking.
expect?
Pat's been drinking, y'all.
What you expect? I got a lisp.
Yeah, and good point, Miss Rachel. Dallas is it's the NFC East, y'all. They still going to play us hard. You know what I mean? So we're going to have to do exactly our game plan that we had last week, the week before.
Mm-hmm.
Nick has to get his head out of his behind when it comes to taking the points. And we need to go down there and steal one and just, you know, send Jerry home mad.
Yeah, listen, they're 3-5. Make them 3-6. Just go to Dallas. It's a business trip. This is a straight up.
This is what I'm talking about. Miss Rachel understands. Put that into the universe. His first INT.
No.
That's what I'm saying. And I hope he picks off CD Lamb.
Wait, where the sound at? Hold up, where the sound at? Q has hands like Shell, my brother.
Oh,
he has bricks.
Where's Shell at?
He has bricks on the end of his wrist. They're like this. I'm joking. Listen, I do agree. Q needs his first interception in Dallas, and he needs a pick six from it. He has been playing outstanding. He's been playing all pro this year. He has been playing all pro cornerback this year. He has allowed 0 touchdowns, and we need to keep it like that.
Mm-hmm.
Darius Slay has practiced in full today, so he will be a go. But we need this defense to realize that Q is our future at the outside corner position. Cooper DeJohn is our next thing there because he can do it all. He can play that safety. He can play that corner, the nickel slot corner. I'm not sure about outside yet. I haven't seen him outside, but he has the foot speed. He has the ability to do what we need to do. Slay is that old dog that we need. Just like Brandon Graham talking about the young boys, trying to coach them up and be better than what they are. Slay is the old dog telling the young boys what to do and how to do it. I would love to keep Isaiah Rodgers in the game, but it's something about Darius Slay, his savvy veteran leadership that gets this defense going. Now, if he's not 100% and he goes out there and he gets burnt, take his behind out.
Period.
You know, take his behind out. But if he's able to go and he's able to be 100%, Slay is one of the better quarterbacks in this league. And he's able to actually.
When he's on, he's on. But when he's off, he's just. It's the inconsistency, I think, that drives this fan base crazy with Slay. You know, because when he's on, he's on. But when he's off, he's like somewhere in La La Land. With some of those,
we are right now, Nichelle. We are on 7-point favorites.
Okay.
Beginning of the week, was 9 points favorites. So, yes, Christopher Burton. Hold on, wait a minute. Chris, when you was on the show, it did not sound like this. You sound much worse. You can't even make it to the fourth quarter. Remember that.
He trying to play you out?
No, because listen, I had minimal food today, and the Makers is taking me down a little bit.
Steph didn't give you a snack. Come on, Steph. You know you got to give him a snack.
Well, we got big things churning on Sunday. Saturday we're doing a big seafood boil. So
I didn't get an invite.
She ordered 10 pounds of snow crabs, of shrimp, of mussels, corn.
Oh, wow. That
broccoli,
sounds delicious.
Potatoes.
But like I said,
turkeys,
I
crab.
didn't get an invite.
You're always welcome.
Awesome.
Some more comments really quickly. John T. Batista said, and let's have a moment of silence in hopes that Pittsburgh handles business. Washington fans are getting besides themselves.
Oh, they're feeling real.
So I gotta say something about the Washington fans. Not the fans, the team. The team is legit.
No, they are.
They are legit. They've been stacking up first-round draft picks for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
With the defensive line. They got Fred Warner in the middle. Bobby Wagner. I'm sorry, Bobby Wagner in the middle. So the defense is legit. The corners were suspects, so they had to go out and get somebody. They got Marshawn Lattimore, who's actually still injured. I don't even know how that went through. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know how that went through because he's injured. So you went to get Marshawn Lattimore from the Saints, who's actually an all-pro corner when he's healthy. He hasn't really been healthy in 2 seasons. But Jalen Daniels, their quarterback, who's nursing some sore ribs, has been playing outstanding, even though they should have lost against the Chicago Bears. And last week, they should have lost too. They've been playing for some good football.
No, they have. But it's between us, for our division title. We already know that. I mean, Dallas is a non-factor. The Giants are a non-factor. It's going to definitely come down to us in Washington. But I look at Washington. Let's see if they can sustain it. They have been playing really good football. But have they been hit with the injury bug like we were early in the season? No.
So I think what we're doing, we're gelling. As you see, as the season moves forward,
we're peaking at the right time.
Nichelle, that's why I love you. Oh man!
But I told y'all that. Remember who told y'all that?
Yeah, you can tell.
I told y'all that y'all wanted to peak on week 1. You wanted to score points in the first quarter on week 1.
I would have scored like 90 points. I'm gonna be honest with you. I would score 90 points every single game.
Yeah, it's that, but that's so. You played football. You know that's unrealistic.
I know, but
we already told him, James. You late to the party. You just joined in the room. We already said it. We already said that,
I did a whole poem.
We had a whole poem. You missed it.
James, if you want to hear
we're about to wrap it up anyway.
I can give you a poem again if you want to.
No. We're not going to do that. But we're going to wrap it up anyway. We got to get some predictions out of the phone.
All right, let me end this quarter real quick.
And that's the end of the quarter.
All right, cool.
So you're watching Eagles Talk, the #1 Eagles show by Eagles fans for Eagles fans. I'm Nichelle, the queen of Eagles Talk, and we have Pat Sandlin, the king of defense of Eagles Talk. Shout out to Dante, our main host, who is not here. He's on daddy duty. But we love to talk to you guys while enjoying our favorite adult beverage in the form of shots. It doesn't have to be alcohol, but enjoy responsibly. Pat's drinking the Maker's Mark. I'm having iced coffee. Let us know if you're partaking with us or if you're, on the wagon or off the wagon. But please enjoy responsibly. And let's get this last quarter started because we got to get into some predictions for this Dallas game. And
we can wait for that to Sunday. That's a good thing about it. We can wait to Sunday.
You think? I want to hear what people think now, though. Sunday, I just want to talk about, let's see who actually ends up on the injury report.
Well, I really let's get the shot in. Let me get the shot in because I got something special.
Oh, here you go.
To our Philadelphia Eagles down the hatch. 3, 2, 1.
Third and 6 for Philadelphia. Hurts has time. Now locates Barkley out of the backfield. Barkley slips 2 tackles and picks up the first down, jumping up in the air to the 30.
Your
You got to get that one more time. Gotta get that.
3rd and 6 for Philadelphia. Hurts has time. Now locates Barkley out of the backfield. Barkley slips 2 tackles and picks up the first down. Jumping up in the air to the 30. A gain of 14 for Barkley.
Out of moves right here. Makes the first guy miss. The spin move at the last second.
Bro.
And then, what, Tiki, you're right. What is that?
Bro, we got to see this again.
He said, "What is that?" I'm sorry. He said, "What is that?" Yo, shout out to Saquon, man. That's crazy. That is crazy. I'm gonna be totally honest with you, Nichelle. To see Saquon, I've seen him do something similar with the Giants. I've seen him do something similar at Penn State when he hurdled somebody sideways.
Yeah,
right.
He's very athletic. He's
He
very
is.
athletic.
He is.
We are blessed to have him. Shout out to New York. I feel like it's like Christmas, like when we got AJ and we're like, these idiots. How we just fleecing people. Shout out to Howie Roseman.
I don't know why we keep saying he went and was playing Xbox and just somebody took the controller from him and was like, "No, I got it. I got it."
And
they just did the spin button on it and he just said, "You know what? I hit triangle," and he jumped.
That's right. That's
crazy. It's filthy.
So who do you think is going to have a better day Sunday? Offense, defense? Because I still have a little bit of a gripe with special teams. We're not making much of an impact on special teams right now, and that was my gripe.
We did.
We're still ranked very low on special teams.
We had that caused fumble by Sidney Brown, who I think should be starting over right now over CJ GJ because CJ GJ can't cover a cold. Sidney Brown is so active, is so aggressive.
Can't cover a cold.
He can't go at you. He can't cover at you.
Yeah. However, our special teams still, I don't even think they're in the top 15 to 18. I think they're 20 something right now.
Yes.
After last week. So special teams, we need to we need that part of the game to give us something at least every other week. It needs to have more of an impact with us, I think, especially in field position. Because I to be honest with you, y'all, I cannot stand the new punt kick situation that we have, the new rules, starting at the 20 and being in that box. It drives me bananas, to be honest with you. It's not fun to watch at all. I feel like it takes away from the game, but whatever.
It does take away from the game because you watch college football. It's still an exciting part of watching football, period. To see that. Shout out to my boy Tyrese, who found our identity. He knocked me silly one time. We was going for the quarterback together. The thing about it is when you look at that new return thing, there's so many different possibilities that you can come together with. But it just can't happen. Our special teams, my bad. You say my bad 7 years later, 10 years later. It's cool. I appreciate you though. I don't even know what I was saying. I'm sorry.
We're talking about our special teams and we're about to wrap up the show and get I want to see what our family here thinks of, who's going to have a field day Sunday. Is it going to be offense? Is it going to be defense?
I think
are we going to get some picks? Are these new guys going to get some interceptions? What do you think? What are y'all feeling? Are we going to have a complete game again, like we did this past Sunday?
I would hope so. I love this. Let me put that out there.
Down under, and Dallas sucks still around the globe, even in Australia.
Even in Australia, Dallas sucks.
Mm-hmm.
So the funny thing about that, I think our offense is going to be unleashed to that. This this weekend. I think we're going to see our offense actually flourish. I think Jalen Hurts is going to continue doing what he's doing and be in a positive effect on our offense. Yes, we always talked about him being a distributor of the football, be a point guard. And a lot of times when you say you want him to be a point guard, he's just a game manager. Man, listen, when you have A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, Saquon Barkley, all you need to be is a game manager.
Yeah.
Let your athletes be the ones that take over this game. Let your athletes be the ones that say, you know what? There's nothing you can do to stop us.
Stop us. Period. Rachel says defense, 2 interceptions and 4 sacks. I like that. Dion says 45 points.
45 points. Hey, Dion, listen.
Anthony says
No. I gotta say this. I gotta say this right now. And I've been drinking a little bit. Shout out to my grandpa. He's coming down the steps.
What about the 45 points?
Dion, if we score 45 points and it has to be a victory.
Are you making a bet?
I'm making a bet right now. Live. And direct. If we score 45 points and get the W with 45 points on air, I would do not only our traditional 4 shots, I would do an extra 5 shots for you.
A 5th shot, not another 5.
That's 4 shots to match you.
And 1 more.
That's 5 shots on the other end.
That's 5 total. We're not doing 9 shots, Pat.
I'm not doing 9 shots.
No. Steph, come get your man. Steph, come get your man. All right. Back to the comments so we can roll it up. Tony Byrne, a man from down under, 40 burgers have been popular at Jerry's World this season. I know that's right, Tony. They ain't ready. Bill Kroll says 35 points in a strong running day. Rachel, we are not even entertaining him, his 9 shots. He's not even in his mind. No, Dion, I'm not condoning this. We're not doing that.
All right, I'm not doing 9 shots.
No, we're not. We don't condone
if y'all can see,
excessiveness.
No, it's not happening.
Y'all can do them on your own.
I do 6.
So my prediction in terms of who has the best day, I do think offense is going to put up some points on these boys, to be honest with you.
I do. I agree with that. I think the offense is going to do their doggone thing. I think they're going to be very aggressive. They're going to take on the personality of the coach. And be uber aggressive to make sure by the time the 4th quarter come around that the starters can sit down and relax.
And I think they're going to have a chip on their shoulder for the simple fact that they haven't won in Dallas, just like they had that chip on their shoulder when they went and played Cincy. So with that being said, I think I have faith that Nick has learned his lesson on being reckless and taking the points because he knows hell hath no fury like an Eagles fan if you ain't taking the points when we're away in Dallas. So I'm excited about that. And I think the Fangio defense is going to be ready to handle Cooper Rush. Like you said, Cooper Rush he's not a slouch of a backup quarterback, but at the same time, he hasn't seen our new young bucks.
So I'm give you some information on Cooper Rush. Being so he's not a starting quarterback in his league, he's a backup quarterback. What he likes to do is get the ball out quick and to his receivers so they can make the plays. We talk about game managers, right? We talked about game managers a little bit earlier about Jalen Hurts being a game manager. I'm talking about Cooper Rush being that same point guard. Get the ball out to the players. So they can make the plays. And
but if he doesn't, CD's going to be yelling at him and stuff. So
CD is listen. I told you I had an AC joint injury.
His attitude sucks right now. So
Yeah, because he didn't want to stay there. He wanted to come to Philly with Jalen.
Well, him and Micah Parsons. Nick was showing out for company. I think he was showing out for company. I think, LaShawn McCoy getting into Eagles Hall of Fame and the fanfare and all the stuff that was going on. He was doing the most.
He was doing the most.
He was doing the most.
And I give it to him for these people, for everybody that's wanting to do different things for our Philadelphia Eagles fan base, because Saquon, he did show out for Shady, like you said. He showed out for Shady.
He did.
When he scored a touchdown, after he threw the ball, he went to Shady, right? He went to Shady. He's like, yo. And Shady's hit in the thing like, yo, I have never in my life seen an individual backwards jump over somebody. Now, Shady is, I put him next to Barry Sanders, because not yardage, not history and stuff like that. As far as somebody that can shake somebody out the boots, it's Barry Sanders, it's Shady McCoy. There's in the middle.
That's why he was called Shady. Shady.
It's Saquon Barkley for no apparent reason. But before we go, Nichelle, I got to do this for you. Yeah, I don't know if you've seen this yet. Are you ready? All right, I'll put it out.
One more.
The sideline. The sideline doing
sideline reaction was great. You know what? I was mad that they panned off because I really wanted to see Brandon Graham's reaction.
Man,
he was watching it on the jumbotron. I was like, nobody has footage of BG's reaction.
So they have a lot of different footage. Even though the Thursday night football game is on right now, they had a lot of footage of the different players reacting, and they have a footage of Jalen Hurts reacting. And I want to put it on here now. No, Jalen
we're not, because we're closing it out. No, I gotta go eat.
Look at me. He's like this. Oh, yeah. He jumped. Okay.
I gotta go eat. And our people gotta go eat.
three to the left side.
But thank you guys for joining us.
Yes. We appreciate
Pat
y'all.
Needs to go eat.
I do need to get some food in my system.
Shout out to Dante on Daddy Duty. Thanks everybody for joining us.
One more time.
On Sunday.
It's Dallas week. It's tough.
Yes, it's Dallas week. We will be back on Sunday. What time is the game? What time's the game?
Game is at 4:25.
All right. Oh, another late game. So we will be back at 3:25 on Sunday, an hour before the game. We'll get ready to bring some predictions and cheer on our team. But you've been watching Eagles Talk, the #1 Eagles show by Eagles fan for Eagles fan. Peacing out. Nichelle, my homie Pat here. Show some love for Dante on Daddy Duty, and we will see y'all on Sunday.
Fly.
Peace.
Eagles, fly.
We go live in 5, 4, 3, 2. Smash him up, crack that fool. Quarterback whack, yo, sack that fool. Hit him, 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 hit him. Smash him up.